And we are back with another interview. I am Josiah Octob, host and founder of Seven Story Publishing. And here we have Cynthia Russell, who's a little bit camera shy, but that's okay. We are going to have a lively interview, nonetheless. So, Cynthia, just give a quick introduction of yourself to the people or the would be crowd, and we'll get this show on the road with our first question.
Okay, so my pen name is Ashley Poplar. I have the gift of poetry and writing short stories. I got the gift of poetry at first when I was going through hard times, and I searched the internet and started writing short stories from books that I have read. I just use my imagination right now. I stay at home most of the time and get inspiration from watching TV. And a typical day for me is taking care of myself as much as possible.
Alrighty. Okay. So that's a typical day. So, what do you like to do outside of writing? Do you have any hobbies or any, like sort of activities that you like to do to kind of, just get away from the world and just relax? Let's put it like that.
At this time, I'm in a rural town, a very extremely rural town, and I'm limited of what I can do. I may, chit chat with friends as I go out to the grocery store, to the doctor, but that's as much as I have right now. Writing is my escape, and writing poetry as I go along. But I am interested in travel. I would like to learn the jet ski one day and learn how to play ping pong.
Ping pong. That's the first. All
Yeah.
right. All right. So when we spoke, before this interview, you mentioned that you were working on a novel. So, what inspired that novel in particular?
Well, I was not able to get any training, and so I found a template how to write a novel. I started writing it. It's very difficult. I'm working with someone else on it, and I started to write a novella, a romantic novella. Um, I started writing a spin-off of a romantic novella. Writing a novel from scratch can be difficult and time consuming. And my writing gift came from heaven. Um, and that's pretty much it. I get my thesaurus and go to town on it.
Okay, got you. All righty. Hmm. All right. So, how do you come up? Well, how are you coming up with characters since you're working on this one? So, how are you coming up with characters? Like, are they like spontaneous? Do they just come to you, or do you kind of plan them out and write character profiles and things of that nature?
I create characters from reading baby name books and people that I see on TV, especially on the news. I see unusual last names, and I'll pick a name and create a character as I go along. It comes to me sometimes, and other times I just, watch. I may hear something unique and use it.
Okay, got you. I know, like there are some authors that like they choose the name of the characters, and then the name kind of crafts the personality. So, like when you're going along writing the character, does the personality just appear, or is it like more intentional in your case?
In my case, well, I'm writing a spin-off, so I kind of go with the flow of what the previous author wrote. But I will, create something different and what they say.
Okay, okay, got you. All right, so what are some of your like you say you draw your inspiration from watching TV? So like what are some of your favorite shows?
I like reality shows. A lot of the old shows from the 80s have been rerunning. Where I live, I'm in the Madeira area, so there's a lot of TV shows from the past that I
Right.
watched. That I don't, I don't remember from a child, but I'm starting to see things that were on as a child, and so I go with that. I watch the news a lot. I watch reruns of, Big Bang Theory and Moesha and whatever TV show is on. I watch TV all day. By the way, I'm at home all day, so
Okay.
I watch game shows. Let's Make a Deal and Family
Right.
Feud. So,
Okay. Okay. I got you. I got you. So, are there any shows that you would recommend to people? Like say you're just watching TV and then you catch something and you're like, you know what? I think somebody else might like to watch this. Like it was, let's just say you were out and somebody asked you, like what's a show you would recommend to people?
um, oh, that's kind of a hard question. I think Big Bang Theory and Friends. I watch Friends a lot. Reruns of
Okay, gotcha,
Um,
gotcha.
Friends and Big Bang Theory.
All right, so who's your character on Friends? Yeah,
Who's my favorite character?
yeah.
I I like David Swimmer's character. I think
Okay, Ross.
he's
Okay,
pretty
gotcha.
humble.
All right. Okay. I think Joey's pretty funny, but everybody has their own taste.
Yes, yes.
Right. Okay, so what's the most difficult thing about being a writer, in your opinion?
Um, well, I have no professional training, and people want people that are professionally trained, and they want them to have some type of way to make a professional or generate a professional short story. And I don't have that right now. I have tried some of the software for novels, and it's not um, up to par to create something that would win a contest. So I have to just use my natural ability.
Right. Hmm. Yeah, I mean that can be pretty difficult. Um, but like professional training, like, I mean I've heard that around, and honestly there is, I mean, like it just depends like what field you're in when it comes to writing. Like if you're doing, grant writing or technical writing or fields like that, yeah, you might need some training there. But if it's creative writing, there's really no, like, in my opinion, like professional way. It's creative writing, you know.
Yes,
So
yes,
it's creative. Like you're supposed to use your imagination and come up with something, you know. But
yes. I have a big imagination because I am completely alone. My family is away, and I don't have really a lot of friends that I can have deep conversations with. So I just learn from watching YouTube
you're
and
right.
reading articles.
I mean, hey, but well, what do you like to write? Genre wise, like, what would your favorite genre to write be?
I like romantic genre and children's books. They are the easiest to understand. And I
Right,
read the book called Calgia a long time ago. Um, it takes a really good writer to get my attention. I may skim through books, but I just need a lot of training to be able to get to the bottom of things.
right, right. Okay, okay, I got you. I got you. Yeah, that could be difficult to find too. Like someone that All right. Well, how about this? Like, okay, so let's say, like, what would you look for in a writing mentor? Like, in someone that would show you the ropes of like kind of the industry and how things like what would you look for in that person?
Well, I think someone that has written at least 10 books. Someone like Judy Blume. I read a lot of books when I was a child. I read Judy Blume.
Hmm.
Somebody who is well known and who is okay with being with all types of people. Someone that has a degree in maybe English.
You're right.
Um, and they've traveled and they've had a lot of experience with dealing with publishers, and
Right.
they can give you know recommendations on dealing with publishers and being um, a publicist or someone that recruits writers.
Right. Oh yeah. I got you. I got you. Yeah, because a lot of that stuff, when you have to do it yourself, is just very time consuming and it takes away from the main thing.
It is, and especially with me, I'm limited in transportation. I live in a small town, and Madeira is not really city like you
Yeah.
know San Jose. It needs to be developed. It's very rural, and
Right. Right.
there's
Got.
limited time of transportation as well. I'm not able to go out on the weekend. I have to just stay in my town
Ah,
and
man,
work with what
that's
I have on the weekend. So
right. Gotcha. Gotcha. There was another question that I had in mind. So like, okay, here's another one. So like, what would your like, let's say like, how do you imagine being a, successful author? Like, what is the like overall vision for you?
I would like to have a cabin one day with a book deal, and
Right,
I'm open to being international and getting a degree in English from England. That's the
right.
most ideal.
Oh, really? Oh, all right. A degree for English in England. Okay.
Yes.
Wait, why England specifically?
I think it would just be a smart choice for me. I'm
Okay.
uh, learning English from England.
Right.
It's just the right thing. I think it would be the right thing for me.
Okay. Okay. I got you. I got you. All right. So a degree from England, a cabin in the woods, right? And then
Yes.
just like a book deal. Like, look, just want to live my life in peace and then just write. And that's it.
Drink some apple cider. I drink an apple cider juice and maybe make a country breakfast and start writing.
Right? I mean, I think that's like every author's vision, to some extent. Like a lot of authors would rather just, make a living rather than be famous. Now you said
Yeah.
international, so international does require some fame, does,
Yes.
come with some fame.
Yes, it's more therapeutic for me. If you become famous, that's fine, but it's just more therapeutic, and I get a chance to to say what I have to say. And if someone reads it, that's wonderful.
Right, right. Got you, got you. Oh yeah, I can't say I disagree with the sentiment, When I got into writing, I was like, look, I'd rather be rich than famous. I'd rather people just see the work. I don't really care about them seeing me. I just want to live life in peace.
Yes, peace is a wonderful thing.
Right? So us on your novel. So what is that like?
So the story is about an interracial relationship between an Asian man and a white woman,
Mm-hmm.
and if you are in love, you can relate to it.
Right.
So
Okay.
I'm still in the first chapter, but I know
Got
her, it didn't pregnancy didn't happen with her late husband, and she's kind of reuniting with an Asian man. So I think that would be interesting. It's something unique. Um, and hopefully
got you.
people
I
will read
got
it.
I got you. So like how are like have you and the other person decided on how to go about like writing the chapters? Is it like you write one, they write one, or is it just like you write one, send it to them, and then they kind of, go back and forth? Like, how does the collaboration go in that effect?
No, I don't do collaborations. I'm not interested in collaborating unless I'm required to do it. Um, um, I just completely just do everything myself. I get my thesaurus and I use my imagination for my experiences, and I go with the flow of the story that the other author created.
Okay, got you, got you, got you. Okay, okay, okay. All right, I got you. Right. Most authors are not, too fond of collaborations. All right. Hmm. All right. So, what would you say would be the like most out there thing that you've written, thus far? Doesn't have to be from a novel. Like, like what would be something that you're like, oh wow, this is pretty crazy, you know?
I think my the mail order bride story is crazy. A lot of people are against mail order. They would never do anything like that.
Hmm.
I included a Christian aspect so that people, would respect it. It's not garbage. It's a good piece of work. I just
Right.
went with that. I think that's probably the most out there topic
Okay.
that people, especially with Asian people,
Right.
Asian mail order bride. uh, but I think it's interesting. So
Right. Right. Okay. Okay. So, what's one thing about being a writer that just drives you crazy? Like, like any part of the writing process about the industry or like anything that just drives you crazy.
keeping up with the competition and staying up to date with technology. I have tried contests and a lot of them they said no. I can tell it's because it wasn't generated through some kind of software. Uh, you know, you're talented, but not according to
Right.
the standards. So I think that's the only thing that just drives me buggy is applying to places and being rejected, um, and not being treated like I'm worth something. Getting my work to be treated like it's worth something. And again, there are a lot of writers that have been professionally trained, and it's hard for someone that has a gift from God to be appreciated.
Okay. Right. Right. Oh yeah. I mean, I can understand that, because technology is improving rapidly, and is like what happened to just writing the story and then putting it out there. Like I think people get caught up in the technical aspect of it and all the aesthetics and the dress up rather than the actual craft itself. Because
Yes.
honestly, none of this stuff has anything to do with sitting down and writing a story. Like that's the most fundamental way that humans communicate, storytelling. Yeah, so I agree with you on that one. Just trying to keep up with all the technology is it's all noise.
Yes.
So I think we touched on like what being a successful writer would look like. But describe your writing journey. If you had to write a story centered around it, do you think you could pull it off?
Yeah, I have a lot of ideas, and when I get the financing to do it, it will happen. And I'm willing to travel and network. Um, but like I said, I'm kind of stuck here at home.
Right, right, right.
Yeah,
Okay, I got you. I got you.
I'm open to everything positive.
Right, I got you. All right. So, all right, let's say you had to write this story. What do you think your introduction would be like? For a story centered around your writing journey.
Wow. I'd probably start with my childhood. I had a good childhood. Um, I would just get inspiration from other writers that are positive, that have had maybe a struggle in the beginning and then they became successful. Um, going to events, being able to go to events and to look at books. I use books mainly
Right,
um, to to get training and things that people won't tell you. But I just don't have the transportation to do that. But I would just use authors that have had a struggle and read what they did and do what they did, and finding something unusual and present it.
right. Well, it's funny. Like, you mentioned like not having, professional training in terms of, writing. And I want to ask, have you read Stephen King's novel on writing?
No, I was not aware that he had a book on writing.
Yeah, so that's actually a very good book. I read that uh, in college, I believe. Yeah, it was during my college years. I read that one, and
Mm,
it puts a lot of the craft of writing into perspective. And like he's a very good teacher. Like because he has 60 books that are all bestsellers. So like, who better to learn from than someone that has pretty much done it all in the realm of writing. So I think that would be a good book to like start, even if you don't have training. Like it's a very and like the way he writes that book is kind of like how he would write any other story. So he's storytelling even as he's talking about, the craft itself. So I would kind of like to throw that out there for you.
okay,
So
I appreciate it. I will look into it.
yeah, so that'll help you on your writing journey and stuff like that. All right, so I believe that that's all the questions that I have, actually.
Okay.
Try to throw a few follow ups in there, but it goes how it goes. So, do you have any questions for me? Because we can just chat, have a conversation, and things like that.
Yeah, so what happens next? What do I need to do?
Um, well, you don't need to do anything for the moment. It's just we'll take this and post it on our main site, and we'll do all the promotion and marketing and stuff like that. You
Okay.
know, yeah. Don't worry, we got you. We understand.
Okay. I appreciate it.
We
Thank you
understand.
so much.
This is what we're here for. We're here for the disadvantaged, the ignored, and it's kind of like that. What that introduction to that speech. Lend me your ears, bring me your poor, your huddled masses, and however that speech goes. But that's what we're here for.
Okay.
Oh man. But anyway, I'd like to thank you for conducting this letting me conduct this interview with you, and yeah, we'll just I'll let you know when this is posted on the site, and so that you can kind of put it on your Twitter and kind of have it out there so people will be aware of you and stuff like that. And we'll
Oh
do what we
boy.
can to get you out there as well, so that other people are aware of you.
Oh, God bless you.
Of course, but
Thank
God
God, thank God for your publishing company.
bless.
You guys are smart and successful, and you're going places.
Right? We are just doing the work.
All right.
All right. So this has been Cynthia Russell, writer. And we will see you on the next interview. Till then, take care.
Right on.
Mhm.
Okay.